Welcome in. I am the Crypto Bull God, and in today's video, we're going to discuss Alchemy Finance and what could possibly be price targets that are much higher than many of you are anticipating. If you appreciate the content, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, drop me a comment, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon for notifications. You can find me on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and TradingView, one word, Crypto Bull God. Just a quick disclosure that none of what I'm sharing is financial advice. I'm simply looking to educate and to help others through technical analysis. When it comes to personal financial decisions, that's up to you, right? Because you're a big boy or a big girl, right? Alrighty then. With that being said, let's get into it. This is Alchemy Finance on the 3-day. The first thing I would like to point out to you on this chart is why it is critical that you, once you establish an investment thesis, that you remain patient, okay? This is something that I've been sharing on this chart for months. Look at price declining and look at the RSI increasing, okay? This is on a 3-day. You can look at this on multiple time frames. You can put it on a week, a 5-day, a daily, etc., okay? Point is there's massive bullish divergence, okay? And look what ended up happening to the price. Stair step up, down, up, down, up, down. Stair steps, higher highs and higher lows, which are the basic building blocks of a bullish narrative. You had an opportunity to accumulate this at 0.8 cents and ride this thing up to 5 cents, okay, and pull more than a 5x. Now, one of the things we want to ask ourselves when assessing this chart, okay, as investors is, all right, let's say we've established a position or we already have a position and we're looking to accumulate more, or we are looking to establish a position. We need to understand areas of price confluence. What areas can we reaccumulate at? What areas are going to give us a challenge to get past? Okay, maybe you're swing trade playing this. Maybe you're not longing this for something much greater than what I'll speak to later. But if you're looking at areas of price confluence that are going to give us a struggle, basically 5 to 7 cents. This whole region that I have marked as 0.67 down to 0.514. Let's just call it 5 to 7 cents. This should provide adequate level of difficulty to get above. Once we can actually get above 6.7 cents and consolidate in this area, it's going to be a very bullish sign that we're going to continue much, much higher. Okay, but that area should provide us an area of resistance. Another area of resistance is right around this 10. I have it labeled as 9.7. 9.7 cents to 11 cents. Again, 10 cents is a psychological area, so right around 10 to 11 cents. Another area at 14.2, and look at this big gap between 14.2 and the all-time high. There's a lot of space there, not a lot of price confluence. Wicks are just expressions of volatility, okay? It's seller exhaustion, buyer exhaustion, excuse me, in this case. So once we crack 14.2 cents with volume, I anticipate us interacting with the all-time high and breaking it very soon. Okay, so your chances to accumulate, you should be accumulating at much lower levels, which we're going to talk to now. So the area, ultimately, I have 3.6 here labeled as an area of support, but that's not really what I'm targeting. Personally, my golden zone, and it depends upon how risk adverse you want to be here, 2.63 cents to 1.46 cents. Okay, so we're going to call it 2.6 cents to 1.46 cents. This is the golden zone. And as you can see personally, for me, I have a darker area here where I plan to set up my own personal buy limit orders to increase my position size. March is a beautiful month for many of us. We will be getting a bonus. I plan to turn much of that into crypto, and ACH is a big part of that. So I'm looking for a correction to come down here, and the main area that I'm looking for is 2.2 cents to 1.8 cents, we're going to call it. Okay, could prices continue to just run up to 10 cents? Absolutely, right? But let me point something out to you. Things at some point become overextended. If we flip this to a weekly view, one key thing I want to point out to you, MACD, by the way, looks super healthy. Look at this thing. But let's look at the RSI. When we hit our all-time high, we had peaked out at the RSI here at, I believe it was 92. Yes, 92 if you look on the left-hand side there. Okay, the RSI reading. We're sitting right now, you can see on the left here at 82.3. Okay, 82.3. right? So what is that telling us? What that's telling us is that prices are overextended and they're very hot. Could they remain hot? Of course they could remain hot. Of course there's a probability that we could go higher, just as in the same but differently illustrated example, we can remain oversold and be oversold for an extended period of time, right? Prices don't need to go up. Prices don't need to go down. What we're using the price data for, the indicators in the chart, is to establish probabilities. What is most likely? What is least likely? And so what I would say here, what is most likely is we're going to come down to this golden zone. Where in the golden zone is anyone's educated guess. I'm placing my bets, as you can see here. But I do not see us going up in a straight line right now to 20 cents. I do not see that. That would actually be very unhealthy. I would expect a very large correction to come in because that would be a huge parabola. So what I want to see is healthy consolidation. Remember, all we want to see are higher highs and higher lows. That's the name of the game. So if we came down and did one of these things and then started moving up like this, what do we have? A low, a high, a higher low, and a higher high. That's extremely healthy, okay? I want you to keep in mind, if you're saying, before we get off this chart, if you're looking at this and you're saying, okay, CBG, we hit 5.1 cents, we're sitting at 4.4 cents, you're really telling me from current price levels, we could see maybe a 55% correction. You don't know what you're talking about. Clearly, if you're thinking that, you haven't been here a long time. Alchemy Finance was sitting at around rank 350 and is now at 150. It moved up quick. This market is so volatile, so volatile. And if you don't understand that a small market cap like this could easily, over the coming weeks, correct 50% or more, you have not been here long enough, and you're going to get your ass handed to you. I am aiming to be helpful here. If you appreciate that, hit the thumbs up button. So again, I've seen these things run very hard before, and I've seen them correct very hard before. If this truly does correct 55 or 60% or whatever it does correct and it gets in my golden pocket, that is the opportunity, never financial advice, that is the opportunity to reaccumulate. Remember, when you have an investment thesis, when you have, even if you're swing trading for several months or several weeks, unless if something materially changes with why you established your position, you shouldn't change anything about what you're doing, right? Because then you're allowing emotions to cloud your intellect, right? So unless if something materially changes here and we come down here and we hold these levels, this, in my opinion, represents a massive buying opportunity. The other thing, last thing I want to draw your attention to actually before we get off here, look at these moving averages. This is beautiful to see. Okay, this is on the daily. We got our golden cross. 10 is above the 20, is above the 50, is above the 200, right? Let me show you an alternative view. And this shows how overextended we are, okay? I think it was the 2-day. If I go to the 2-day chart, we've gotten above the 200 SMA, right? So when I read this as a chartist, we've gone all the way above the 200 SMA on the 2-day. We haven't even gotten a golden cross yet. So the probabilities of this thing coming down to this area look a lot more likely than not. Now, this is the part of the video that everyone has been waiting for. So what we're going to get into now are some realistic price projections for Alchemy Finance. With that being said, let's get into it. Here we go. The best tool that I have found to try to forecast where prices may eventually go once we break our all-time high is the fib extension tool, okay? Trend-based fib extension tool. Now, this whole thing here was a wave 1 movement, okay? We rode this thing all the way up to 20 cents. We're waiting on a wave 3 movement from an Elliott wave perspective. Wave 3 movements in an Elliott wave tend to be the most magnificent move you will see up, okay? So it's not uncommon, if you go back and you chart a lot of crypto assets, it's not uncommon to see a lot of these wave 3 targets hit the 3, the 4, and even the 5.618 fib extension, which is the blue box that I have here. I think the 1 and 2 would be something that would fall well short of my expectations. This is wave 3. This should be the biggest move. Once we clear out 20 cents, ladies and gentlemen, what I am looking for from Alchemy Finance and how I personally plan to profit on the way up is, nothing short of 70 cents. Nothing short of 70 cents. I'm looking right between this 3.618 and 5.618, which puts us over $1. Keep in mind, $1 is a psychological level. Okay, so even though a $1 isn't sketched out here, things like $1, $10, $100, they're all psychological levels. So my sell zone here and my target for this next massive move up in Alchemy Finance is anywhere between 70 cents. We're going to round here to keep it easy. 70 cents and $1.10, we'll call it. Okay, 70 cents and $1.10. That's really the zone that I'm looking at. Could we fall short of that and hit a 1.618 or 2.618? Absolutely. Could we double top at 20 cents and never see another new all-time high? Absolutely. These are all probabilities. But the way that I plan to invest in this and profit from it is to use this chart knowledge to say, hey, there's a lot of hype coming in right now behind this project. There's a lot of massive dollars and hype that's going to continue to come into the space this year. Okay, that is my hypothesis. And as the dollars flood in and things become over exuberant, I am betting that we are going to hit extensions all the way as high as the 3.618 and 5.618. If you appreciate the content, make sure to give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell icon notification, and make sure you get notifications on when I have new TA videos out, as well as when I go live. Sometimes it's spur of the moment. Make sure you drop me a comment. I appreciate the engagement. Share this video with at least one person, and until next time, spread awareness, and let's carry the education forward.
So what you gonna do, fiat dollar, or crypto bull god, and his crypto maniacs, and the entire cryptocurrency market?